Once upon a time, in a forest alive with magic, there was a little girl who carried both courage and kindness in her heart.
Her name was Little Red Riding Hood, and everyone loved her bright red cloak that shone like morning light.
One morning, her mother asked her to take a basket of treats to her grandmother, who lived deep within the enchanted forest.
With joy in her step and her basket in hand, Little Red began her journey, unaware of the eyes that watched her from the shadows. With joy in her step and her basket in hand, Little Red began her journey, unaware of the eyes that watched her from the shadows.
The forest was beautiful, but with every step, it grew deeper and more mysterious.
She greeted every creature with kindness, for she believed the forest was her friend.
But somewhere among the shadows, another traveler followed her every step.
He was not hungry for food, but for a clever plan. Good morning, little one. Where are you going on this fine day?
To visit my grandmother deep in the forest.
The wolf smiled, pretending to be friendly, but inside his mind, a plan began to form.
He thought if he knew where the girl's grandmother lived, he could reach there first.
Oh, hello there, Mr. Wolf.
So he spoke sweetly, pretending to care, asking where her grandmother's house could be found.
Does your grandmother live far from here, dear?
Not too far, sir. Her house is behind those old oak trees.
By the Wildflower Hill.
Before the girl could even notice, the wolf raced ahead, toward the grandmother's cottage, where his deception awaited. Before the girl could even notice, the wolf raced ahead, toward the grandmother's cottage, where his deception awaited. The cottage smelled of honey, lavender, and peace. But the wolf's heart held only schemes.
And so, the kind grandmother, unaware of what awaited, called out gently, "Who's there, my dear?"
The wolf spoke softly, trying to sound like the little girl.
It's me, Grandma. I've come to see you.
And in that small, sunlit home, the wolf's deception took root.
Meanwhile, Little Red continued her journey, her heart filled with joy and trust.
The forest was quieter now, as if the trees themselves were listening to her song. At last, she saw her grandmother's house ahead. Peaceful, gentle, and still. At last, she saw her grandmother's house ahead. Peaceful, gentle, and still.
Inside, the wolf waited patiently, his deception perfectly set, his act about to begin.
Little Red called softly, but no voice replied, only silence and the sound of the old floorboards creaking under her feet.
She walked closer, thinking her grandmother must be sleeping, unaware of the danger that waited.
Grandmother, it's me, Jed, Little Red. I brought you some bread and honey. Something felt strange.
Come closer, my dear. Grandma is so glad to see you. But the voice, it wasn't quite right.
She stepped closer, unaware that each step drew her nearer to danger, and the story's darkest moment was about to unfold.
The girl looked closer, noticing something strange about her grandmother's face. The eyes, they gleamed.
The better to see you with, my dear.
Grandmother, what big ears you have. The better to hear you with, my dear.
Each answer felt heavier, like a secret waiting to be revealed.
Grandmother, what big teeth you have.
The better to eat you with, my dear.
In that instant, the truth exploded like thunder. It was no grandmother at all.
In that moment, fear filled the air. The girl's courage would soon be tested by fate itself.
The room seemed to shrink. Every heartbeat louder, every second slower. Deep in the forest, A protector heard the cry, and destiny moved toward the cottage.
He ran with purpose, guided by the sound of courage calling for help. He ran with purpose, guided by the sound of courage calling for help.
In the heart of fear, courage took its first breath.
The beast attacked with fury, but the heart of a hero stood firm.
Goodness triumphed, not through anger, but through courage and compassion.
And just like that, the storm had passed. Light returned to the little cottage.
And in that golden light, they learned that kindness and courage can outshine even the darkest shadows.
With hearts full of love, they said farewell waned. The forest.
She walked the same path, but her heart had changed, wiser and kinder than before.
She wasn't alone anymore, see. Courage and kindness had given her new friends and a new heart.
Sometimes the scariest paths lead us home taming, stronger, wiser, and braver.
Little Red Riding Hood learned that bravery is not the absence of fear. It is the courage to do what is right, even when afraid.
And so, in a quiet forest where courage bloomed like sunlight, a little African-American Little Red learned that kindness can guide us safely through even the darkest woods. Home is where love waits, gentle, forgiving, and forever warm.
True strength lies not in the swing of an axe, but in the courage to protect the innocent.
Kindness, courage, and love, the three threads that weave every happy ending.